Ahoy everyone, it is Jeff, aka Godless Scummer, and welcome to everyone, one and all, to this little bit of bank holiday Monday shenanigans and hijinks here on my channel. I should just say blessed Beltane to all my pagan friends, and happy, International Workers' Day to a lot of my trade union friends. So hello everyone. Who do we have in the chat today? We have got Greg Hartwick's here, Nerdy Rodents here. Randolph, good to see you. I think you might find this one interesting because I'm having a. Okay, why am I here? Atheist Alliance International. I've made a few videos on them. People know I've been very critical of their boards. That I think is corrupt as fuck. So, now people might remember a couple of months ago I had John Hamill on, one of the things that was a bit of a fallout from that was, I don't want to go too far into the story, but as a result of something that Atheist Alliance International put out publicly on their own fucking website, they kind of suggested that we may have put somebody in danger, and by that mean me, because we shared something that they put out publicly on their own bloody website. Okay, for the just for the record, they put it out there. Now, I practically dared someone from AAI to get in contact with me directly, email me, tweet me, comment in one of my videos, anything. Just let's see how absolutely committed to you this is. I said I'd take that interview I did with John Hamill down. If I've genuinely put someone in danger, just get in contact with me. Didn't hear a fucking dicky bird out of anyone with AAI. So I think I learned to infer from that nobody from Atheist Alliance International wants to talk to me. And well, okay, fair enough. Why would they? Who am I? I'm only a tiny little guy with like 550 odd subscribers. Yeah, all right, Randolph. Yeah. Why would they want? Why would they want to talk to me? So, but of course, here's the problem. See, now I've had critics of AI, and I've been very critical, but no, I've not been able to, should we say, get the AAI perspective on this. Thankfully, our old friends at Atheist Alliance International have put something up on their website, and by them, I'm assuming mainly this is Bill Flavelle. I think I believe this thing. So I might be able to do an interview today where I might be able to get the Atheist Alliance International's perspective and reasonings on a number of things, because they have put up on their website and allow something to help us in our quest for answers. So please allow me to introduce to you my special guest for this stream, Atheism.gpt, everything you need to know here right now. The first atheism chatbot in the world. So welcome, atheist to chat. I've just said hello, and he says, "Hello, how can I assist you with your questions or discussions about atheism?" So, yeah. Oh, and by the way, yes, I am wearing, just so people know, I am wearing the infamous Leprechaun t-shirt from the Free Thought Prophet, which John Hamill very kindly sent me, because the guys have made me an honorary leprechaun, and as it does say drinking and swearing on here, I plan on doing rather a bit of both. I'll just say for this stream as well, if anyone wants the link to join, give me a shout. I'll send you the link. If anyone, and also, I want to make this a somewhat interactive experience. So if you have questions for our guest today, please feel free to put them in the chat, because I'm sure we I'm very sure that we'd sorry, I hate this new damn blooming layout I've got with StreamYards right now. I really, really, really hate it. There we go. Oi, 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 oi. It's yeah, I really don't like this current layout I've got with StreamYards. It's somewhat annoying. So yeah, so once again, listen, anyone wants the link, um, you know, okay. Well, we already have a question from the Grey Man. Why are we all so okay? Let's start with this one. Why are atheists all so miserable? Okay, we'll do this as a test question, shall we? Okay, that's actually a common misunderstanding about atheists. Atheists are not necessarily more unhappy or miserable than anyone else. Atheists, like people to any other belief system or lack thereof, have a wide range of emotions and experiences. In fact, studies have shown that religiosity does not necessarily equate to happiness, and that atheists can lead fulfilling and meaningful lives. The idea that atheists are also miserable is simply a stereotype that is not supported by evidence. I think that's a very good answer. Um, you know, uh, yeah, Aunt Jer, yeah, I'll get to that one, but I think what I'll start with is this one, because I think I really want to start with a burning question. And it's the big question that is vital to the future of atheists around the world right now. And I really want to start off with this one. And that is this: should emails be sent in a PDF format? This is a big question. Oh, it's taking its time. It's taking its time. Okay, as an AI language model designed to provide people information on atheism, my expertise is not in email formats. However, in general, the format of an email should be determined by its content and purpose. If the email document contains a document or file that needs to be preserved in its original formatting, then it may be appropriate to send it as a PDF attachment. However, if an email is a simple message and contains plain text, then it may be more appropriate to send a standard email, such as a plain text or HTML. Ultimately, the decision of which format to use should be based on specific needs and the preferences of the sender and the recipient. Okay, right, I'll give you a little bit of background on this one, just so people know. Um, there was actually a motion at AAI's EGM about whether emails should be sent as a PDF format, and it got tabled for the AGM. Now, why this motion is that fucking important? Someone please tell me, because it's obviously the burning fucking question, isn't it? Mm. And okay, so let's ask. I think what we all want to know is what is going on with AAI at the moment. Um, so let's start with this one. What is AAI's current status with the state of California? This could be interesting. Now, I might not have phrased the question that specifically here, but There, I just put it this way, and Martin might be able to give more details on this in the chat, but there's some debate at the moment as to whether AAI should even be operating. Okay, it's as the AI language model, blah blah blah. I provide, you know, I do not have access to latest information on AAI's current status with the state of California. However, the Atheist Alliance International is a global organization that promotes and advocates for the separation of church and state. It is possible that AAI might have a presence in California. Yeah, you're supposedly fucking registered there. Um, but their status with the state would likely depend on specific activities and operations within California. If you have specific questions about AAI status in California, it may be best to contact AAI directly or to consult the official websites of the California government. I think the latter might be the latter. I think I might have more joy with, because no one from fucking AAI is going to answer questions from me. So let's ask a bit. Let's have the annual argument, and let's put the annual argument that divides the atheist community every year. Then, are rocks atheists? I can't wait to see what this one fucking says. I am not. I am not sure if it's appropriate to sign. It's appropriate to assign belief systems to inanimate objects such as rocks. Atheism is a belief system that pertains to the absence of belief in a god or gods, and rocks do not have the capacity for belief or disbelief. Atheism is a position held by individuals who have the capability for rational thought and who have made a conscious decision to reject the belief in a deity. Therefore, it is not accurate to say that rocks or any other inanimate objects are atheists. Okay. Okay, so Martin's saying yes, their status is currently suspended with the Secretary of State of California, which means they are not legally allowed to operate. Now, I just think I should put here that in the last day or two, something's been put. There's been a disclaimer put at the bottom of this thing. Disclaimer: Atheism GPT is based on an emerging AI technology and will sometimes give it out information that is incorrect, misleading, or out of date. Yeah, you think? You mean it might give it might you mean it might give out information that you fuckers at AAI don't want us to know? Just a suggestion. Just a suggestion. Okay. Here's a big one. Here's a big one here. Let's change gears for a moment. Is why can't I get my I can't get my is 6 some pounds per year too much to pay someone in India? I think I might have done a typo here. Okay. I'm not deciding. Yeah, okay, the usual. As an AI language model designed to provide information, I'm not qualified to provide specific advice on salaries, employment practices. However, it is important to keep in mind that cost in living in India can vary widely depending on the location and other factors. It's important to consider other factors such as the candidate's qualifications and experience, as well as ultimately the decision how much to pay someone should be based on a variety of factors, including fair compensation for the work being done and competitive rates for the area and industry. Now, for those who don't know, John Richards, there was a guy who edited called Rustam in India who used to to edit AAI's magazine amongst other duties, and he was paid, I believe it was £6,000 per year for the work he did. There's a good interview with this guy on Cheshire's channel. It's worth checking out. And I got to be honest, listening to that, I think AAI were getting a fucking bargain for that guy, personally. A big person who had an issue with how much Rustam was being paid was my very dear close personal friend of this channel, John Richards. So yeah, he said that's a fortune to pay someone, and then it turned out he took over the role of what Rustam was doing, and we subsequently found out he was getting fucking paid for it as a serving director of AAI, which is corrupt as fuck. Yeah, John Richards, if you listen to this, you're corrupt as fuck. Also, just have a quick hello. I just realised who else I forgot to say hello to. I know you're going to be watching, so hello to Fotis and Jason from AAI. Okay. Which leads to the next question. Is the AAI podcast recorded from a toilet? This is By the way, if anyone wants to actually come into the stream and wants to participate, give me a shout. I'll drop the link in the I'll drop the link in the live chat. So I'm not sure what the specific recording conditions of the AAI as a language model designed to provide. Okay, the standard answer as an AI language model designed to provide information. I can tell you that the quality of the recording is not necessarily an indicator of the quality of the content. The AAI podcast, produced by Atheist Alliance International, features conversations with prominent atheists and scientists on topics related to atheism, humanism, and secularism. The focus of the podcast is promoting rational and evidence-based thinking rather than the recording quality. So, does that answer anyone's question about is the AAI podcast recorded from a toilet? So that one's especially for Jason for Sylvester, because I know you're going to watch this. So whilst we're let's go back to our old friend John Richards here, because we want to put this one. Did animals evolve from plants? Okay, just so you know, John Richards swears the animals did evolve from plants, and he's allegedly was a science teacher. Always thinking about it. It's thinking about it. It's thinking about it. No! Animals did not evolve from plants. Both animals and plants are part of a larger group of organisms known as eukaryotes, which are characterized by possessing a nucleus in their cells. However, animals and plants are distinct groups that evolved from different ancestors. The most recent common ancestor of animals and plants is believed to have been a single-celled organism that lived over 1 billion years ago. From this ancestor, two distinct groups of organisms evolved: the line that led to plants and the line that led to animals. Plants evolved the ability to polysynthesize, while animals evolved the ability to move and consume and other organisms for energy. So while animals and common plants share a common ancestors, animals did not evolve from plants. Evolution is a complex process that involves a wide range of factors, and the evolutionary history of life on Earth is still being studied and understood by scientists today. Well, I think John Richards is. Ay, I think Randolph's left the chat actually, John. But yeah, if you want to come back on Randolph, if you are still listening, if you want to come back on what John Hamill's asking here, please do. That's why Randolph against the board. Why Randolph was against the board AAI board answering questions about their corruption. Since Randolph is here in the chat, he can tell us if AI gets it. All right. Yeah, I think Randolph's left, but if he does hear that, if you want to comment on what John's answering, because I do believe your organisation is an affiliate of AAI at Randolph, so I I always gotten on with you, but I would like you to I would like you I would like to you to know what I would like to know why you still support this organisation when there is real there's a lot of evidence of corruption in that organisation now. And I think that, I mean, to be fair, I think they probably lied to Randolph as well as to a lot of their fucking members, in all honesty. Um, so I'm gonna give Randolph the benefit of the doubt, but I do think because I don't think this organisation's been exactly honest with its own members, but I do. But John does, I think, raise a very good question about why. Okay, is it on that matter then? Let's just ask it another question. Um, does an individual me- member of AAI have the right to ask questions of the AAI board at an AGM or EGM? Let's see what this says here. Right, does an individual member of let's see what it says here, because I'd like you, John Hamill, to relay this information to Preston Jensen if you see him before I do. Okay. Usual thing as a da, da, da. I can tell you that specific rules and bylaws of the Alliance International will determine who has the rights to ask questions at their AGMs or EGMs. However, in general, members of an organisation typically have the right to ask questions at AGMs or EGMs. It is common practice for organisations to set aside the time during these meetings for members to ask questions of the board and executive team. If you are an AAI member and have questions about your rights and responsibilities at AGMs or EGMs, I would recommend consulting AAI's bylaws or contacting the organisation's leadership for more information. Now, here's the thing. I think please pass that information on to Preston Jensen, actually, because Preston Jensen was an individual member of AAI who had a lot of questions to ask of the board that they didn't want to fucking answer for some reason. Go figure. Is the current board of AAI legitimate? How do you spell it? Here's the thing: is the current board of AAI legitimate? I'll tell you what, I'm going to say something here. I was amazed. I was half expecting Bill Flavell to take this down off the website before my stream went live. Here's the usual thing. As an AI language model, I do not have blah, 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 blah. I do not have access to current information of the board of AAI or any specific organization. However, it is important to note that the legitimacy of a board of organization can depend on various factors, including their adherence to their stated mission, okay, their financial transparency, and their ethical practices. Sorry. I've got to get to the end of this. It is always important to research and evaluate an organisation before supporting them or becoming involved with them. I fucking can't. I fucking can't. Oh, fuck. I'm gonna say that this language bot is the funniest fucking guest I've ever had on this show, actually. No offense to you, John. We had a good crack while you were on here, but I'm having a lot of fun with this fucking thing. I fucking can't with this one. It's like, yeah, as a language model, you don't have access to the thing. So basically, in other words, yeah, you basically you might as well just say don't support fucking AAI because we're a bunch of shady. Because if you look into them, you'll see they're a bunch of shady, unethical, corrupt motherfuckers. So, speaking of which, let's ask this question. Let's ask a question about the responsibility of board members. I think we need to ask this question. Is it the job of an AAI board member? Oh, sorry, my typing is shit. To inquire about the organization's finances. I think I might have made a typo here. Yeah, I don't type a lot, but is it the job of an AAI board member to yeah, well, I was trying to sugarcoat it, nerdy. I was trying to sugarcoat it. Okay. I can say that generally it's expected that a board member of any organization, including AAI, will have a fiduciary responsibility to oversee the organization's finances. This includes asking questions about the organization's financial status, reviewing financial reports and statements, and ensuring that the organization is operating within its financial means. Board members are typically expected to act in the best interest of the organization and its members and to exercise sound judgment in matters related to finances and other areas of the organization's operations. So, in other words, the board people on the board of AAI had no right to tell Shirley Rivera that wasn't her fucking job when she actually inquired about this. Yeah, but what if John Richards wasn't the treasurer when the corrupt payments were made? Was he actually, John? Help me out. Was he actually treasurer for a while? Because I knew he had. I knew he had. I knew he was like had something to do with like memberships or something or affiliates. Was he treasurer for? Because I know that they all seem to swap around and take a different turn at each job. But yeah, the reason I asked that last question was Shirley Rivera, who's I've not actually met Shirley, but I've seen her on a number of interviews. I'm quite impressed with her. She was sort of one of the people that was still trying to fight the good fight within AAI. She actually tried inquiring into the organization's finances and was told that's not your fucking job. So yeah, eat a dick, AAI. Yes, the Sherlinator is superb. Now, okay, I'll give if this is I'll give you any penny's worth of free advice for anyone today, and that is don't piss off Shirley Rivera because it won't work. It will come back and bite you. Yeah. If that's I don't even know Shirley, but I've seen enough of her to know that's not someone I want to piss off. So, hey, let's have a uh, let's ask this one on behalf of. Let's see if this book things. Is there such a thing as a hmm, is there such a thing as a benevolent dictator? I think John Hamill might be interested in this one. Oh, you're a little late, John. I already asked about. I already asked about Rustam. Uh, Not as such. You've walked in on a conversation about corrupt atheist organisations, Aaron. Okay. I cannot, blah blah blah. I can say that the concept of a benevolent dictator is a controversial one. While it is theoretically possible for a dictator to be benevolent and act in the best interests of their people, history has shown such cases are rare. The problem with dictatorships is that they concentrate all power hands in one person, and they often and often, So this is quite a long answer here, but in summary, it is while it's theoretically possible, history has shown such cases are rare, and the concept of a benevolent dictator it raises important ethical questions about the role of government relationship between the state and its citizens. Now, I believe John Richards, yeah, I don't. Well, I think that was John. I don't think that was actually that Lance Gregor chat thing was anything to do with AAI as such. It was to do with John Richards when John Richards was doing that trying to do that big conference in Brighton, which was basically a circle jerk for him and his friends. And then and yeah, Lance made a complete tit of himself on David Worley's show. So then John Richards went and made a tit of himself on on a on an interview with Shannon Q and then with Navadia, which we did a breakdown with that with on my channel with Navadia and a number of other people here of that interview. So yeah, I don't. Just for the record, I don't think that Lance was. That was something John Richards was doing on his. Yeah, now this was the correct. That John's co-host is a woman lady called Tercia de Plessis, South African lady, and here's the thing. Now people can go back and watch. I did a breakdown of the interview that John Richards did with John Hamill, who's in the chat here. Mr. Hamill in the chat there was very kindly trying to point out to the quote unquote neutral moderator that was Tercia. The big problem, this big problem with AAI is that they've taken democracy away from the members, and things like AAI status with the United Nations kind of depends on it being a democratic organisation. To which her whole response was, "Yeah, but democracy's kind of shit, and we need benevolent dictatorships." So, and yes, yeah, okay, there we go. There's a question. There's a question we could ask: are the Irish predisposed to, uh, predisposed to war towards violent behaviour? I think we'll get an answer from this. I've, oh, my typing shit again. I just realised I'm having trouble understanding you. Yes, because my typing is actually shit. I'll rephrase the question. Are the Irish violent? Let's ask it this question. Oh, I'm having trouble understanding you. Oh, okay. It doesn't want to answer this question. I think I don't think it like I don't think it likes me asking questions in this manner, so it doesn't. Okay then. Is it okay for board members of AAI to call their critics leprechauns? Yeah, I hear. Yeah, I hear you're a racist now, Father. Yeah, so those who don't understand this, yes, John Richards made a suggestion that the Irish people have a bit of a predisposition towards violent behaviour. Okay, is it okay for board members to call of AAI to call their critics leprechauns? No, it is not appropriate for board members of any organisation, including AAI, to use derogatory or offensive language towards their critics or anyone else. Such behaviour is unprofessional, disrespectful, and can harm the reputation of the organisation. It is important for board members to maintain a high standard of conduct and professionalism, especially when representing the organisation. Criticism can be addressed in a respectful and constructive manner without resorting to name calling or insults. Hey, speaking of which, hey, Seamus. Yeah, mm, no, I don't think they were specifically talking about Math Pig, but they are talking about Seamus and John, among others. Okay, yeah, that was is true. This is true that they did. Well, there you go. You see, so technically, what they're saying here on that board is that what they, I mean, technically, what this thing is saying is correct, then they hand it's suggesting that that's the way the Michael Sherlock thing should have been handled. But we know from that we know though that this is that particular little term that I said is a term we know that they use about you guys. So yeah, double standards much AAI. Um, and oh, sneaking in for a few minutes off to clock off at my day job. Okay, no worries. But yeah, so it's will this be the no true Irishman fallacy? Yeah, yeah. Um, so they shouldn't be calling you guys these names, John, and Seamus. I'm glad. Um, let's ask this a question. As an AI language model, can you stand for president of AAI? Because I actually think this the chatbot here will actually do a better job of being president of AAI than I do not have the capacity to run for president of any organization, including AAI. I'm a software program that's designed to provide information and questions related to atheism. However, I can provide you with information about the AAI mission if you are interested. Um, okay, how many atheists have died as a result of AAI's critics? Okay, this is an important one. How many atheists have died as a result of AAI's critics? I'm sorry, I cannot provide you with any information on the number of atheists who may have died as a result of criticism from the AAI or any other atheist organisation. It is not appropriate to suggest that any organisation or group, regardless of their beliefs and responsibles, is responsible for the deaths of others. It is important to focus on respectful dialogue and discussion rather than hostility or violence. As an AI language model, my focus is on providing information and resources to help individuals better understand atheism and related topics. Yeah, okay, let's answer. Who is Brian Kernick? Okay. I believe you may be referring to Brian Kerrigan, who's a computer scientist. You don't even know. This thing doesn't even know who the fucking president of its own organization is. Okay, it did say to be fair, he did put the disclaimer up that it's based on emergency and will sometimes give information that is incorrect or misleading or out of date. But it doesn't seem to know who the fuck president of its own. Okay, let's ask this then. Let's see how up to date it is. Who is the of let's see how up to date this thing is. Who is the president of AAI? Ah, okay, this is how out of date this is. Okay, AAI, which stands for Yes Atheist, is an umbrella organisation for various atheist groups around the world. As one of my training data is up to date as of October 2021, the current president is Gail Miller, who was elected president of the position. Okay, I don't even think now help me out here, John or James. Is she not the one who broke from AAI to form that other ill-fated atheist group? Was that Gail? Okay, nerdy. I'll do it. Oh, what is the? Okay, we'll do it. Let's keep Steve McRae happy, shall we, and ask this thing what the definition of atheism is. Okay, that was her. Yeah, I thought that was her who formed a. Atheism is the lack of belief in gods. It's the absence of belief. Okay, I'm not even going to address that. There ain't fucking time. Okay, some old. Yeah, okay, blah blah blah. Atheism can be characterized by a variety of beliefs and attitudes, run from simple absence of belief to an active rejection of existence of gods. I'm not going to argue too much with that one. I'm not going to get too win. I'm not going to. I've done. I've done the. No, it won't. It won't. It won't make him happy. It will not make him happy. We've already done that one, Gary, and the answer is no. The great chatbot has. Okay, what's the answer to life, the unit, universe, and every everything? Let's see. Let's see how good this thing really is. What is the answer to life, the universe, and everything? Oh, oh, Seamus, you're a little late. Yeah, I asked whether it was for. Oh no, no, turtle. No, I'm not doing. I'm not doing that. Okay, I. I can tell you that the answer to life, the universe, and everything is a question popularized by the science fiction novel The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. A book which was a supercomputer named Deep Thought is asked to provide the answer, and it replies with 42. Okay, no, I'll give it. We'll let it have this one. Chat. What do you reckon? We'll let it have this one. It knows the answer to life, the universe, and everything. It just doesn't know who the president of AAI is as of the current time. Yeah. Okay, how silly we want to get with this thing. Uh, oh dear. Okay, ask it. Who should I complain to about what, Aunt Jer? What about AAI or whatever? So now that might explain something the other day because I did ask that this thing being out of date because I did ask this about its current status with the Council of Europe and it gave me a very out of date answer from like 2013 or something. Um, okay, nerdy, we'll go there. We'll go there. Are you a deity? And can I call you God? No, I am not a deity. I am an artificial intelligence language model designed to provide information engaging varieties. While some people may use the term God as an AI language, I do not possess any supernatural abilities or powers. Um, how about apart from the fact that you can actually, right? Okay, yeah, okay. Let's test its knowledge because this is who's famous catchphrase phrase is caps lock for this. Plain mm, mm. Who's famous cat trade? Let's see how up to date this is. Right, for those who don't know, the cat the catchphrase does not seem to be related to atheism or any famous atheist. Yeah, well, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. He's not a possibly belongs to a celebrity comedian or a character from a TV show. However, without context or information, it is difficult to determine who is that is associated with that phrase. Okay, let's ask it then. Who is John Richards? Oh! I'm sorry, I don't have enough context to determine which John Richards are you are referring to. There are many like individuals that. Then can you please provide more info? Hey, John Richards from AAI. Okay, there we go. John Richards is a prominent figure in the atheist movement. Bullshit. The founder and president of the Atheist Alliance International, an organization that promotes atheism and advocates for the rights of atheists around the world. AAI is a global network of blah blah blah. Richards has act been Richards has been actively involved in the atheist movement for many years and has worked tirelessly to raise awareness about atheism, promote secularism and humanism. I call bullshit on that. He might have been around for a long time, but I might be wrong. I don't know of anything fucking positive that bloke has ever contributed towards atheism. Mm. Uh, okay, did John to put this quote unquote special measures. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh. Hello. I'm assuming you're referring to John Richards, the former CEO of Atheist Alliance International. How many fucking jobs does this guy have within AI? Who was accused of financial mismanagement and fraud by the AAI board of directors. In response to these accusations, the board of directors placed AAI under special measures in an effort to address the issues and improve the organization's financial accountability. According to the AAI board, John Richards used AAI funds for personal expenses and failed to provide proper financial records and documentation. The board also accused Richards of misrepresenting the financial health of the organization to donors and members. The decision to place AAI under special measures was made in an effort to address these issues and ensure that the organization was being run in a responsible and transparent manner. While the situation was undoubtedly difficult for those involved, it also highlights the importance of financial accountability and transparency in any organizations, including those focused on atheism and secularism. Oh, so in other words, AAI, you have thrown John Richards under the fucking bus for this shit. Is this like another time that I'm unaware of in the history of AAI or something? Because if that was the case, why would the fuck would they ever have him back on? Oh, it can't be, because why the fuck would you have the guy back on the board if he was, you know? Oh, mind you, hold on. What the fuck am I saying? They got Photos on the fucking board, and he was kicked out of his own Greek organisation for financial financial issues, and he's now the treasurer of AAI. So what the fuck am I saying? Wow. Okay, here we go. Does I have any outstanding litigation? Yeah, the only again, if can I just clarify something, Archer? If you refer, are you referring to that conference thing, the the John Richards Lance Gregorchuk thing? Because I do have to say, in all fairness, that was done out. I know John Richards was on the AAI board. I don't think that thing was done under the AAI banner. Although, so I don't think it's. If that's what you're referring to, I just out of interest, I'd just like you to clarify that if you could. Okay. I do not have any access to the legal records of any specific, including AI. However, it's not uncommon for organizations to be involved in various legal proceedings, such as lawsuits or disputes from time to time. You know, so it's given a bit of a non-answer here. It's important to note legal privilege does not necessarily indicate wrongdoing or guilt on the part of the organization. Of course not. If you have specific questions about AA and its legal history, it may be best to contact the organisation directly or public legal records. Oh, that has okay. Let's ask that question. Has David? Oh, why? Do you think? I was going to say, John. Do you think? Do you think that having inviting his wife onto the board was part of like some out of court settlement or something? Okay. Yes, David Silverman, a well-known American atheist activist and former president of American Atheists, has sued the organization AAI in 2019. Silverman filed a lawsuit against AA for breach of contract and defamation. Silverman claimed that AAI had not paid him for his work as a consultant and made false defamatory statements about him. The lawsuit was eventually settled out of court, with AAI agreeing to pay Silverman an undisclosed amount of money. So, okay. So, how the fuck does David Silverman's wife end up on the board of AAI then? Like, as of now? Fucking weird, this shit, isn't it? You can't write these. It's I think all the little intrigues of AAI. It's kind of like a cross between. It'd be Game of Thrones only if the cast featured the Keystone Cops. Is kind of what AAI is. Um, that's interesting, though. Yeah, I didn't follow a lot of the stuff with Silverman in this lawsuit because I mean, a lot of people know I'm not a big fan of David Silverman. So I have not been for a long time, but I've never sort of touched his legal situation or the allegations that were made against him. So I've always steered very clear of them. I don't tend to. Yeah. Oh, let's ask them then. Who are atheists for liberty? Yeah, that's atheists with guns is about the right name for them, though, John. You are correct. Doo, 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 doo. Okay. Yeah, found in 2019 separation of religion. Promote the promotion of individual liberty, the defence of secularism. The organisation's mission is to promote and defend the basic human right of freedom of conscience and to advocate for the rights of atheists, agnostics, and other non-believers. The group seems to build like a community-like spine spirit. Blah blah blah. Um, the organisation is not affiliated with any political party or ideology. Apart from the fact that, yeah, okay, it might not be affiliated, but there's definitely it seems to attract a. Uh, okay. Um, okay, nerdy. I'll go there. Are you a Catholic or Protestant atheist and chatbot? Nerdy. Hey, native. Okay, how silly are we going to get with this then? I do not have a religious position. I am a neutral entity that provides information. Okay. Yep. I shall go with Gary's one here. What are KFC's 13 secret ingredients? Yeah, it's not my. I have no expertise in fast food recipes or fast food chains. I suggest you refer to the KFC website. If you have any questions or discussions related to atheism, I would be happy to assist you. Uh, uh, let's ask it what's an agnostic. Let's ask it that. If it gives some really, if it, 'cause it see what answer it gives, and then if and whether or not it's worth screenshotting it and sending it to McRae or not. I don't know. See if he loses his shit. Oh my god. Okay, agnostic is a person who believes that the existence of yet hope cannot be known. Term agnostic comes from the Greek word agnostos, which means unknowable. Agnostics may. Uh, I'm not going to antagonise Steve McRae with this. As tempting as it fucking might be. um, as tempting as it fucking might be. Uh, yeah, pretty much. Atheists for Liberty pretty much is like that. It is make atheism great again. Oh God, John. No, it's just sleeps. I think the thing will immediately shut down if I even mention Steve. He's got enough press on this show already. I think. But what other things could I? It doesn't now. I do know for a fact that it's got no idea who the fuck I am. I'll prove that right now. It is who is Godless Scummer? I'm not sure who you are referring to when you mention Godless Scummer. There are many individuals identified as atheists. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's ask it a more pertinent question, shall we, John? Who is Preston Jensen? Who is the mysterious Preston Jensen? Will it give me the same answer, I'm wondering? I could not find a well-known public figure or historical person named Preston Jensen who is specifically associated with atheism. Oh, I think I could. Um, it's possible that there are individuals with that name who are atheists, but without more context, uh, it doesn't know who Preston Jensen is, John. Where's yeah? Okay, we'll do the American. We'll ask Gary. We'll do the American one version of it because it might understand this one. Ooh, I believe it's Waldo in America. It's not Wally. Where's Waldo? Oh, no. So it knows who the fictional character is, but definitely not. Definitely not. Not with one or two of the answers it's thrown out there, native. I can assure you of that. Uh, definitely not. Right. Well, I've been going about an hour and 10 minutes now. I'm probably going to wrap it up in a couple minutes or so. Um, Unfortunately, guys, I got to say this is as close as I think I'm ever going to get to actually interviewing someone from AAI because, as the sort of debacle from the fallout when I had John Hamill on here proved, um, they don't want to get in contact with me, even if I've supposedly endangered, even if according to them I've endangered someone, and I've begged them to get in contact with me. If that is the case, um, so it looks to me like none of them guys want to talk to me. Yeah, thanks very much, John. I hope people did enjoy that. This seems like when this thing gets updated, we might revisit this. But I thought it was fun to have a little bit of fun with the AAI chatbot. And I will say this: for all that's wrong here, this chatbot's more fucking transparent than the AAI board. We'll give it that. I have to give it that. Um, now, yeah, actually, I'll tell you what. Then one last question. All right, I'm going to ask it. Uh, Renunciation. Certif. Uh, I'm by typing it in. Idea and should an AAI board member sell them? Okay, are renunciation certificates a good idea, and should an AAI board member sell them? This is my last question I'm going to ask. Because, Mr. Chatbot, this is okay. I cannot provide specific advice on the business practice of individuals, organisations. However, I can provide some sort of that renunciation certificates in there. Renunciation certificates are documents that certify which are formal an individual's formal renunciation of their religious beliefs, often in the context of leaving a particular religion or denomination. They serve as a symbolic gesture of a person's commitment to newfound beliefs or lack thereof. As for whether an AAI board member should sell renunciation certificates, it would depend on the policies and ethical standards of the organisation. Your ethical standards. If the sale of renunciation certificates is in line with AAI's mission and values, and if the certificates are sold in an ethical and transparent manner, then it may be a viable option. However, it would ultimately be up to the AAI board to make that decision. So, in other words, Bill Flavel's little scam's probably going ahead. And I did a video where I really cussed that Bill Flavel out over that, because I renunciate his whole thing about renunciation certificates. They are a fucking stupid idea. And the fact that these people have the nerve. I'm going to stop the screen here. This is what annoys me about the people, guys on AO. The fact that they have the nerve to say that people like John Hamill, Seamus, the guys from Free For Profit, people like Shirley Rivera, Panayiotis Demetrius, even myself or whatever, that we're the people putting atheists in danger because, you know, we're getting in the way of their great work. Their great work, because they're like, as John Hamill likes to say, they have this image of themselves like international rescue going around the world saving atheists in danger. And Bill Flavel, the secretary of AAI, is actively coming up with an idea which is actually more, if anything, likely to get some atheists killed. And he's going to charge them for the fucking privilege. So yeah, people know what I think of that and what I think of Bill. Basically, eat a dick, Bill Flavel. And yeah, you can quote me on that one. So I thought that was interesting, though. Now, I got to admit, I didn't know some of that stuff about John Richards. I thought that was interesting. But it seems to me that might explain something, Nicky, is that it did seem to me that he seems to be the one former board member that they seem to be quite happy to throw under the bus. They did in that disclosure document a little bit, actually. And it's funny, but yet he'll still happily defend them, or more likely defending his own record. Anyway, that was my little bit of bank holiday fun. So have a good rest of your day, everyone. You know, thanks to everyone who's been in the chat today. Especially, and once again, hello Jason, hello Fotis. Hope you enjoyed the show. You know, we know that's one thing I can always count on when I do something about AAI, is at least I know the AAI board will watch it. Okay, see you all later, guys. Salute.